Video game collecting is incredibly fun, incredibly addicting, and somewhat incredibly stupid. And when I say video game collecting, I am not talking about the endless amount of games that you buy on Steam for cheap that you're probably never gonna play. Specifically, I am talking about physical media like this here beautiful copy of Pokemon Coliseum for the GameCube, complete in box with the disc and manual. And unlike a file on Steam, this right here is a physical game that I can put into my GameCube and play at any point in time without an update, without needing to download anything, not worrying about owning a video game license. I can play this at any point in time. If the apocalypse happens and I get my hands on a TV, an external battery, and a GameCube, I can play this game. And I think that feeling of buying and owning games for me personally was just lost with the age of digital media. Because don't get me wrong, I love my PC, I love playing games on my PC, but there's just something special to me about getting games, especially from my childhood, and just having them in my hands. It's something I have thought a lot about, actually, but I just remember as a kid, leaving the store from a GameStop or whatever, your mom would let you buy one game and you'd be in the car ride home, manual in hand, flipping through it, just excited to play your new game, and getting home and actually playing the game. Something that I think we all do a lot. You buy a game off Steam and you just never play it. But as a kid, when this was all you had, you went home excited to play it. And that nostalgia feeling, that feeling of excitement, I think is personally why I love video game collecting so much. And for me, it all started specifically when I bought this Wii from an estate sale from $40. I hadn't purchased a physical video game, anything minus like some stuff for the Nintendo Switch, in a very long time. And I had a Wii growing up and really missed it. I regretted it because I had sold it to a family friend, actually to fix my Xbox, which had a red ring of death. Used the money from selling my Wii and all the games to fix that. But years down the line, I just kept thinking, man, I'd really like to play a Wii again. And that find at that estate sale, the endorphins and the excitement I got from that, it was like a whole new experience and really got me hooked on video game collecting. But I'll be honest, that Wii sat in a box. It had everything I needed. Wii Sports, the remotes, it had it all, but I just never really played it and never really bought any more games until I saw this listing on Facebook Marketplace to buy all of these games for $100. Met up with the guy at his house, brought them home, and then just once again, that feeling of excitement was just unexplainable. I mean, it was a nostalgia trip. It was that feeling, like I said, of coming home with a new game from the store that your mom bought you and being excited to play it. And this deck of games was almost pretty much everything I had as a kid, so I was very happy to have reclaimed these and undo the wrongs I did to myself by selling them way back in the day. But this is where game collecting can get a little funky, and that's because since owning these for about a year now, right here, Super Mario Galaxy is the only game I've played out of this whole stack. I've popped in a couple and played them briefly, but this is the only game from this stack that I played through, beat, and saw the credits for. And I think any rational person at that point would have said, cool, I have plenty of games for my Wii. There are hours and hours I could sink into playing those games. But I think that feeling of excitement, that feeling of nostalgia, it leads you to do some irrational things, because those are not the only Wii games I have. I have this whole container here, as well as this whole container here. A rough count is about 50 games. That's just for the Wii. Because ever since that first Facebook Marketplace pickup, it became an addiction. I realized how much I loved buying and adding physical games to my collection, my room. And at what point is this collecting or just hoarding? And I'm gonna cut myself some slack. The games in this stack, at least in my opinion, there's some heavy hitters in there. And each and every game, I can tell you exactly where they came from. Like, they each kind of have their own story. Like this right here, Big Brain Academy Wii Degree. No, this is not a heavy hitter, but I had this game as a kid and used to play it with my grandma. So I just thought it was super cool to buy. I found this in a game store in New York while I was on a trip with my wife. I mean, not only do I have the nostalgia from playing this game back in the day, but I also have a cool little memory of where I found it. This is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I bought this at a game store in this little small town my buddy and I were at because we were there doing a powerlifting meet. I mean, this is my copy of Cooking Mama Cook-Off. I found this at a Goodwill. And this Mario Party 8 I found at a game store while I was visiting that same grandma with my family. And that's where a lot of the fun comes in, is the hunting aspect. Checking Facebook Marketplace, going to Goodwill, yard sales, all that stuff. Like, it is really fun. But I wasn't just done collecting for the Wii. I also have a pretty good sizable GameCube collection, a Nintendo 64 collection, a PS2 collection, and even started a PS3 collection. And all the games I have here at my house are not even all the games I own, since I still own probably 100 games that are in storage at my parents' house. Oh, I didn't even mention Nintendo DS. I actually have a Nintendo DS game here that just came in the mail. Let's open it up live. Any guesses in the comments what it's gonna be? I know what it is, and I'm pretty excited about it. This is in pretty good shape. Pretty happy about this. Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Complete in box with the manual. Yay! Another game to add to the hours and hours and hours of backlog that I already have. Oh, I didn't even mention my Wii U collection, which I keep in this crate because I'm running out of space for everything. That also has a copy of The Adventures of Super Mario 3 Koopa Rock that I found at Goodwill. What do I even have in here? Nintendo Land, that sounds fun. Never played it. I actually have played this a little bit. It's just like every other 2D Mario game. Oh, this one's fun. Yoshi's Woolly World, except I play it on my 3DS. I don't play it on the Wii U. I have the exclusive Sonic games. I hear they're pretty bad. See, I'm pretty proud of my game collection. I really like the games I have in my collection, and I would love to put my games on display, but the wall behind me, A, is blocked by these bikes, because this is the only space I have in my house to store the bikes, and this tiny little Kill Switch Engage poster. But not to mention, even if I had the space, this wall gets brutalized by an open window that I keep open for my cat, because the cat likes to look out the window. So I couldn't even put my games there because they would all get destroyed by the sun. So instead they're like tucked away in the corner where you can't see them on camera, where I like to film my YouTube videos. So what is the point of all this rambling? Well, as I've been starting to kind of get into, as much as I love collecting video games, it is definitely a kind of stupid and irrational hobby, and I completely acknowledge that. Because my PC that I talked about earlier has a very nice graphics card in it. I could emulate and play all of this stuff for free at any point in time. I even have a Steam Deck where I could play most of the GameCube stuff on the comfort of my couch just fine. In a previous video, I talked about how I have the God of War saga and I've been playing through the original God of War trilogy. I actually bought this from GameStop for $30. But if you see here, this is my PS3, which I bought off Facebook Marketplace, that has this hilarious username that I'm not changing. This PS3 right here is modded. You're not supposed to be able to play Silent Hill 1 on it. Like if I click this little guy right here, I still haven't even really figured out how this works. It came modded like this. I did not do this. It is completely jailbroken. It came to me like that. But yeah, it just like has all these games installed. I could install any PS1 game, PS2 game, or PS3 game at any point in time. But if I don't buy physical media, how else will I experience the thrill, oh, this is broken, of holding Wheel of Fortune for the PS1 in my hand and flipping through this manual that has almost no pictures. It's all text. I mean, I don't know why anybody would ever sit down on a PlayStation 1 and play Wheel of Fortune, especially when you can play it on the DS. This manual is also just black and white text with no pictures. So yeah, to kind of wrap up this video that's probably been a little rambly, video game collecting is a lot of fun, very addicting, and very stupid. If I were to recommend anybody that's thinking about doing this, please, my number one recommendation is don't just buy every single game you see. I made that mistake starting off. If I found a game in a store like a Goodwill, no matter what it was, if it was Madden or some stupid sports game, I bought it. You end up collecting so much junk that you then need to either donate back or figure out how to get rid of. I honestly still recommend emulating. I honestly don't love emulating. To me, it kind of takes me out of it a little bit when you have so many different settings and weird stuff to fiddle with. But if you don't like emulating, just mod your consoles. I have luckily escaped from buying any 3DS game. Modded 3DSs take a good minute to boot up. Come on. You can do it, bud. I believe in you. Any minute now. The fun will begin soon, I promise. We're almost there. Yeah. See all that? Those are games. that I did not have to buy because I bought an SD card, loaded them up, and play them on my modded 3DS. This was so easy to do. Please, for the love of God, just mod your consoles. I could do that with my Wii at any moment as well. I could mod my Wii, load up any GameCube and any Wii game I want, not have to buy any of the discs. They would run just like if I had the discs. But hey, physical media is a dying breed. Companies nowadays don't want you to own anything. They want to loan you the rights. They want you to download it off their cloud and take it away at any moment's notice. Or they want you to go buy the shiny new thing. And that's where game collecting can still be pretty special. I have definitely played some games over the past year that I would have not played otherwise because I found them somewhere and decided to play them. So let me know what you think about game collecting. Do you game collect? Are you just team emulation? Because there's nothing wrong with that if you are. And if you want to buy a copy of Deal or No Deal, I have one. Like, why was this made? Why would anybody go to a game store, pay their hard-earned money for Deal or No Deal? Like, did somebody go to the store, see these next to each other, and be like, yeah, I want Deal or No Deal? I have plenty more I could say on this topic, but I think I'm gonna end the video here. Maybe one day I'll go over my whole collection, get some of my money's worth out of it, since I'm clearly not playing them. If you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe, click buttons, all that good stuff. ScootTube out.